All right, welcome to another episode of Gridiron Talking to Sipp, man. I have a very special guest with me here today, a coach who has coached at the Division I level, a coach who has coached at the high school level in Mississippi. Let me introduce you to Coach Gant.
What's going on, man? Really thrilled to be here. I think this is something good you got going on. Appreciate you having me on Gridiron Talking to Sipp. It's my first year coaching high school ball in the Sipp, but it's like my third year as far as football-wise, with prior being at Mississippi Valley and a couple years ago at Jackson State. But a lot of people don't know this. I play high school football in Mississippi in DeSoto County at DeSoto Central. I graduated there first graduating class in 2006. Went on to play some junior college football at Northwest. So it's good that you're doing this, man. And a lot of people don't know, like, I don't want to say it's a secret, but Mississippi got like a little mystique about it when it comes down to high school football, and it does have its good like little stories. So I'm just happy to be a part of one and share this with you.
So what inspired you to be a coach from the start?
From the start, man, I kind of was, to be honest with you, going to a new school like DeSoto Central. Kind of was coaching myself. Like, we had some good coaches, but they weren't career coaches. Like, they were like starter coaches. Like my high school head coach, that's his first head coaching job. Or like my receiver coach in high school, it was his first job fresh out of high school. Like, he wasn't fresh out of college. He wasn't a receiver like by trade. He was a baseball guy. So a lot of stuff, I always had like this, tick to do it on my own, And then, to be honest with you, like, when I was a kid, I used to read a lot, Sports Illustrated, like Sports Illustrated for kids and stuff like that. You have the blank box and they have a play and you draw the play and stuff like that. So, or like, just got into it like that. Or you
So you always been interested in coaching and stuff like the game of football.
Yeah. But I was kind of like the same way with basketball, and basketball, I was good, I was athletic, but football kind of was like, that was it, that was kind of where like the love, the grind it was, okay. So in that aspect.
So you played football in high school for DeSoto Central?
Yeah.
For all 4 years?
Yep, from 7th grade all the way through.
Yeah.
And that was probably like advantages of learning too, like, I'll never forget when I first went to DeSoto Central. The coach there, they try to put me like at O-line, like at guard. And I was like, nah, this ain't that. Little league, I've carried the ball around, I've caught the football. So one day, I think they put me at tight end. They gave me like a screen play, like go right down the middle of the field, like for them, like good distance. And then he's like, okay, you're the tight end from here on out. And played that from 7th grade all the way to 12th grade. But I played, DN and some linebacker too, but tight end.
That's your position right there, tight end.
Yeah.
Okay. So after you graduated, did you have a mindset already that you wanted to be a coach, or was in the situation like, I don't know what I want to do, I wanted to keep playing football, or what was your mindset after graduating high school?
I think, for me, it wasn't more so in the coaching realm. Like one of my favorite movies growing up was Jerry Maguire. So I kind of always wanted to work in sport, and I kind of wanted to do that, whether it be like the management or the agent thing or the GM thing. And I kind of just the coaching thing, I fell into it when I came back home, into Memphis, in around 2011, 12. Started working at the YMCA in Whitehaven, and I started a flag football league there. And then I got my first high school job coaching at Hillcrest High School, and then just fell into it. I took a break, like a year or two break from it, but then went back to it, and it was like, it don't feel like work, you know what I'm saying? So,
how was the experience at Hillcrest, your first year coaching?
Oh, man.
You was in Memphis, so,
yeah,
how
Memphis,
was it?
Yeah, ain't no saving in the Haven, man.
Yeah.
Now I lived in the Whitehaven area. I lived literally behind the school, so, that was my thing. When I was early on, having means, I didn't have the means to, just drive all the time. So, I just happened to know the guy who was the head coach there because he coached at DeSoto Central, and that was his first head job, yeah. So, shouts out to Coach Williams, man. He's a good dude. So, gave my first job as a head coach on his staff at Hillcrest. So, but we had a rough bunch, but we won some games and Had some talent, but
Okay. And
had some street talent too.
yeah, I already know,
Like,
man. I know y'all had some talent. Y'all had a lot to deal with over there.
yeah.
So after that, after a year there, you took a break from coaching.
Yeah, like a year or two, man. Like just trying to find out what I wanted to do. So I ended up getting into. I was finishing my 4-year degree at this time, so I already had I finished the associates. I was finishing a 4-year, working like 2, 3 jobs, and then that's when I came into like the Hamilton. Coach Griffin, who gave me a job. He's known me forever since I was in high school. We played against Sheffield when he was in high school. So when he was the head coach at that high school, I mean, and so just trying to like build off of that. My second school I got to coach at was Hamilton with Coach Griffin. And I was working odd jobs, finishing school, and this is crazy. Like, go from there to coaching at Cordova. When I would say when I got to Cordova High School, that's when I could see like coaching as a career, because that was like one of the first jobs, like 6A football. The guy I was working for at the time, which was like a year or two older than me, Anthony Jones, who's now at USC. Man, our offensive coordinator, shout out to him, Coach Carlos Laughlin. You know, he's the running back coach at Ohio State. Our D coordinator was Dominique Bowman, who's now the DB's coach at Southern Miss. Yeah. And then I was a safeties coach and helped with the receivers. And
Y'all had a squad. Y'all had a staff there.
yeah, man, really good coaches, really great coaches, especially to be in the inner city of Memphis like that. And just some really brilliant minds and some good guys, but then any coach will tell you like the players will make you the players, and we had them like by the bag full. Like that was they did a great job of communicating with kids and connecting with kids, and I mean it was loaded, like really talented guys. So I'm about to finish my 4-year. At the time, I already I finished it, and Coach Anthony Jones tells me I need to be a GA, and I'm like, so you want me to leave? I'm like, in my mind, I got this straight little job at the time at Sports Authority. So, like, I'm busting tail in there. I'm graduating from Memphis. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to be like a regional store manager for a Sports Authority. And I just coached some high school football on the side. And Anthony Jones was, like, kind of telling me, like, you need to go be a college GA. Another coach from MUS, also Coach Chubb, told me this as well, and they both gave me recommendations, along with one of my junior college coaches. And I applied like 100 jobs, man, like crazy.
To be a GA?
To be a GA, yeah. And one school reached back out to me. That was Midwestern in Wichita Falls, Texas. And a lot of people don't know this about me when it comes to like that part of it. So when I was at Memphis, you know, if you've been to University of Memphis, they have the Tech Hub, like in the Union, where you can rent little study rooms and stuff. Like I used to do my interviews in there, like on the board, Skype at the time, with, like real deal. And I did one with Midwestern, and they wanted me to be the outside backers and rovers coach. And that's why I went to Texas in college football. Then went to like a year of that. I was a tight ends coach at Jackson State. Well, actually, in between there, tight ends coach at Tennessee State for like 5 months. That was my first Division I job, and then Jackson State came my first full-time job at the Division I level, coaching tight ends under Tony Hughes as the head coach. So like being around another good coach, you know, legendary Mississippi coach like that. Got to learn a lot, you know. So
yeah, I was just talking to my brother today about being a GA. Head coach, he played at Baylor, but one of his coaches coaching, I think, at Florida or Florida State or something like that. And he was thinking about being a GA. I was like, man, I think it'll be very beneficial to be a GA if you can get that opportunity at a high level.
Yeah.
So how beneficial do you think it was becoming a GA at Midwestern?
As far as the college aspect,
that was all the way.
That was it. Like, that was for those who don't know, like I got to work with Bill Maskell. And he's like this hard-nosed D2, like he's coached at Division I level, but he's like one of the best coaches in college football. Like he's like the Nick Saban of D2s. Like he's worked with Nick Saban and Belichick at the Browns at one point in his career. Like so he's one of those guys, a dinosaur of the NCAA, and it comes with football realm. But like he's like a real-time hardcore guy to work for, but he'll show you if you really love it, like if you want to coach college football.
So when you left Midwestern, you went to Jackson State?
Tennessee State.
Tennessee State. Oh, you went to TSU first?
Yeah.
And
It's
then you
crazy.
went to Jackson State.
Yeah. So funny story. I think convention was at Nashville that year, and I bumped into some Tennessee State guys, and talked to some guys. They had a position to open. Get the job there, and a guy from Jackson State. I'm at the Memphis camp, so I got a job at TSU. I'm working the Memphis mega camp at the time. Guy from Jackson State, talked to him. He's like, "Well, I got a full-time job for you, paying you," and I just leaned on other guys. They like, "Man, you get your full-time job. That's big on your resume."
Yeah.
Truth be told, like, that is something that you need to be like talk to. Have some. That's when a mentor comes into play. Like, I ain't saying it was a bad opportunity or nothing like that, but you like have to weigh the pros and cons with everything. So going there, learning underneath Coach Hughes was a good experience, but not knowing that he got pressure to win. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
When I was at State, man, that was probably my favorite coach at Mississippi State, Coach Hughes. He was over a lot of special team stuff when he was down there. He did, defense too, but man, he was one of the reasons that helped me get on the travel team, get me on all the special teams, man. I love Coach Hughes, man.
Yeah.
And I know Jay, I'm supposed to get him on the podcast too, so Jay Hughes. So
Coach Hughes, man,
He's
is
a
like
good
a
guy.
legend in Mississippi. A lot of people, if you don't know, like, Coach Hughes is like, man, he's that guy. Like,
yeah, he was that guy at Mississippi. He was that guy at State.
Yeah.
Man, I was like,
So
that was,
even with like working for him, man, he'll tell you like I did a great job for him. You just have to learn like the layout of college football, like the process of, like you gotta win now. Like that's big, you know what I'm saying?
It'll
Pressure's
get you out of
real.
there.
Like that was my first experience in college football with that. I went from a D2 program where we already was winning, but we working, we grinding, but we winning. But we got at a D2 school, I got better facilities there than Jackson State has at a Division I school.
Yeah.
Like that was the learning experience in that aspect of college football.
that was around 2017 or something like that.
Like Midwestern, we had 3 practice turf fields.
God,
Yeah.
I heard of it. I know.
Yeah,
I
the
know
Dallas
about it,
Cowboys used their facilities for, at one point before they went to
Man.
Oxnard, they using their facilities for training camp. So,
Oh yeah, so
locker room looked like Florida State.
I know they probably a lot better than how Jackson State was.
But that whole conference was like that.
Yeah, the swag.
Like the Lone Star, the D2 conference in Texas. So when I was at GA in that conference, you had Tarleton State.
Yeah.
They moved up to D1. Texas A&M Commerce, there was our rival. They moved up D1. Abilene Christian, they moved up went D1. Like, it's one more in there. I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, I could tell they had some good facilities just by watching the games.
Yeah.
You can see how it feels and everything looks.
Yeah.
So you was at TSU, then you went to Jackson State. You was there for 1 year.
Yeah, one season. Yeah.
Was Hughes there only for 1 year too? I think?
No,
Or
so
two?
so that's the thing. Like I got there his second year. By the time, I want to say he was there at 3. I don't know. I got there his second year. We were going into his second year, and then he brought Hal Mummy in, and so Hal Mummy didn't want to keep me. He wanted to bring in his own guys, and that's why I said you have to learn like.
Yeah.
When you learn like that, that's the business then.
Yeah,
So
that's how it goes.
So didn't know exactly what to do then. I was like, because I was only like 2 years into college football, so never been a coordinator. So that's why I had a chance to be a coordinator, and I have a good friend in the city of Memphis who's a head coach now, Gene Robinson. He was at Fairleigh, so he let me. The situation is crazy. At Jackson State, I offered one of his kids, and I always had worked Gene's camp with him, and he had this one kid at the time at Fairleigh, big old tackle that was like 6'7", 6'8", like kids can windmill a basketball, like freak athlete. So things didn't go through with him coming to Jackson State because the kid didn't do what he needed to do on his part. And he actually had a coordinator leave, and he was like, hey, you want to be my OC? And that's how I got my first coordinator job at Fairleigh. And we had some talent there, a lot of talent. We tore it up,
I didn't know he coached at Fairleigh, Coach Gene. I know he's at Germantown right now, right?
Yeah,
I know he's doing really good out there.
Yeah, I was his OC at Germantown in 22.
Yeah. So you left when you left Jackson State, what was your next thought of what you wanted to do?
My next thought, I mean, I still wanted to coach.
Coach high school.
But I kind of, well, it went, to me, high school, college, it doesn't matter. Like, can you develop people? Like, that's ultimately in coaching. Like, when it comes to football, you got to develop a lot of people fast. Like, or get it communicated, and you got to deliver your message and your vision. So, a chance of being able to call plays on my own, you know, that's obviously like, shoot.
Yeah,
that's a lot, you know.
That's.
I'm doing. This ain't no private school I'm at. I'm going to Old Fairleigh.
Yeah.
Well, they got, it's a little rough bunch, but a part of me enjoys that part.
Yeah. So, is it a certain one you like coaching better, college or high school? Because high school, I don't know how Memphis works, but you have to teach school, right? In high school, teach, but college you don't have to worry about doing any teaching.
Depends. Like if you're at a small school, you have a master's, they'll let you teach. Like,
okay.
Yeah, to make extra amount of money. Yeah. I think the hard part for a lot of it is like I'd go coach at like a big school right now, but they're gonna be like either want you to volunteer or they're not gonna pay you as much.
Yeah,
and you know, being a grown man, you got to take care of your business. So, it's the sacrificing in that part aspect of it, you know. Even with me now being at Lake Cormorant, my salary is like twice what it was at Valley. Like
that's crazy.
School. Yeah.
So what?
I mean,
what led you to coming back to Mississippi to coach from? So, what made you go to? What happened? How did that Valley job come about anyway from the start?
Well, they hired Coach Wade, and Coach Wade, I was underneath his first staff, and he gave me a wonderful opportunity to come there and get back into college. You know, I had a good year at Fairwear as the OC.
Oh, and he was at Fairwear?
Coach Woodrow Lowe was at Fairwear, and he allowed me to call plays there, and we had a really good year. And Coach Wade, I always me and him always talked over the years, and he never once said when I was going to get this job, I'm gonna hire you. You know, it just organically happened. Like he's like, man, I seen and watched you over the years grow, you know, and I got a lot of respect for him because he allowed me to come in and work with the tight ends and the receivers and be the passing game coordinator. You know, underneath him, you know, you develop a freshman All-American. You know, so he does a great job. You know, just being there for his guys. So this is really a growth experience. Now, did we have everything we need for us to win there? No, but I feel like he maximized what he had, you know, and, you know, they moved on too. Like, you know, he had to make a decision and go some different ways my first year. And then the second year, you know, he's not there. So it's the business part of it. Like, that's what's hard at, I would say not to get into the PWI, HBCU thing. Like, I worked at two of them in the state of Mississippi, and, you know, and it came down like money. You feel me?
Yeah, I understand that. So, when you were at Valley, did you want to stay at the collegiate level, or did it matter to you to go back to high school, or did you want to go back to collegiate? What was your thought when you left Valley?
I mean, I want to always be able to coach at a high level, no matter where I'm at. So, if I could have had an opportunity that was good enough for me to stay in college, I would have took it. But it was another opportunity for me to call plays, and that's where I've also found the most success at for me in my career. You know, a lot of people don't understand. There is an art, you know, to play calling. Yeah, there is a art to understanding, you know, your players or your kids or your young men to get them to do what you need them to do. And you have to work at the craft. It ain't just you just get the ball to him, y'all block him, and it's going to work. You got to happen. It's got to go in an instant. It's got to coordinate and correlate, and people got to believe in each other and push each other. It's a beautiful thing when it works, but, also when it don't work, it's on you. Yeah. So you have to be willing to take that challenge and accept that. And that's something I've never ran from. So, that's where I think high school or college, it don't matter. For me, where is the push at? Where is the – and you got to be uncomfortable being uncomfortable. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Where can I get the best version of myself at? So, Do I think I'll end up back in college? Possibly. Does it have to be right now? No, not right now, because I really enjoy like where I'm at Lake Cormorant. Like, I got a good group of kids. Like, also, they give me like, again, they're a different little bunch too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're quote unquote the rougher kids. So like, I like taking those jobs and being able to deliver more than just say, hey, let's go here.
Where it's all ready to.
Yeah, because I've been on that side of it too,
Yeah,
like with some opportunities, and it's just like it's fun, you know. But I don't know. With Lake Cormorant, I see more of me in them, and they need me more. So that's also like with the college thing, like you know, you get to coach at some lower level schools, like where can I make an impact?
Yeah,
you know, an opportunity. Like I can make it out anywhere. Well, you also learn you can only make it so far if you don't have resources. You feel me? So.
Yeah. So what would you say the biggest difference is in coaching high school and coaching college football?
You get to pick your players.
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest difference.
Yeah.
And if you let me pick every one of my players, I'm going to smash you. Like, I'm just being real. Like, if I had the resources and had my own team, and anybody who knows me will tell you, like, he ain't going to miss on picking kids like that. Like anybody. You guys, any coach from Mississippi to Tennessee, around here, Coach Amir Gant know how to pick some players. Yeah.
So when you're at the collegiate level and you recruiting, I know a lot of schools they have certain coaches recruit certain areas.
Yeah.
So when you were at Valley, do they put those kind of restrictions on you, like you only going to recruit this part of the country, or can you kind of just pick?
It just depends. Like, so my theory, and we kind of had this theory at Valley and other places we've been. It's all based on your resources now. Like, if you don't have the resources to fly and travel and get to where you need to get to, you need to work that 3 to 6 hour radius. You know, the reason why I was brought to Valley, I was the West Tennessee, North Mississippi guy. Like, when I worked at Valley, I hit every school in Memphis. Like, no one could tell you, like, they didn't see me when I was at Valley. I hit every school in DeSoto County, like Tunica. Like, I'm going to where I need to go.
You know where the players, where the players gonna be at too.
Yeah.
Okay. So did y'all even recruit, say, guys out in California or up north? Did y'all recruit them type of guys too?
Yeah. If you can find them, so I went to California to work at a junior college camp. Like, it was a camp for like kids, unsigned kids.
Okay.
So high school kids. So it's a crazy thing. I go out there, work the camp. The best kid there ain't even an unsigned high school kid. It's a kid that's in high school. It's a 9th grade at the time. This kid, and I was like, man, this is the best kid here. I was like, how old are you? He was like, I'm 14 or 15. Dang. I was like, well, you're 9th grade? He was like, shh, I'm not supposed to be here. Fast forward right now, that kid's name is Jaden O'Neal. He's like a 4-star quarterback committed to Oklahoma. So like, just going to Cali, like, when I was telling the coaches, like, let's pick this kid. This kid is like, they're like, for real, coach? And like, now he's. So like, you see it, like, but. Is like, what's the chance of me getting him now to Valley? A kid from California who I see is like crazy, and I offered the kid as a 9th grader, but like
get him to Valley.
Like, what's the coach? You know, Oklahoma's flying him in. I can't even fly him in.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I didn't realize that type of thing go on with the resources on recruiting. I didn't think it affected that. I always felt like, they'll go out there and get him. I didn't know that really took a toll on y'all recruiting. Yeah,
so it's a difference between being an area coach and recruiting and a position coach. Like, in my experience in coaching, just like this, over the past few weeks, we've had a couple schools come to our school. We got some guys. More than half the time, though, for these guys we have, it's been the position coach. Like, they've pulled up to the school. Like, it's not like some schools, it has been an area coach, and they offered them, but they just trying to get in, you know, because they know that the talent is there. But like, the ones who really about it, it's been the position coaches coming in. Like, that's just the nature of it. You know, like we had one school they flew in, bam, they saw our kids and another kid, and they were on the plane gone. Like, but it was the corners coach. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the actual coach.
Yeah.
So how has it been so far at Lake Cormorant? How you like it?
Oh man, it's good, man. I got to do some good things this first season. They didn't make the playoffs last year before I got there. To make the playoffs this year and, you know, help double their points in the offense, you know, scoring like 32 points a game. we let some good ones get away though. We lost to South Panola by 3, lost to Grenada by 6. So like
Oh,
we were
man,
9
that's
points away.
crazy.
We were 9 points away from being first place in the district. Ultimately, Grenada goes on and they win the state championship. Yeah, like
I
so.
didn't know that game was that close, man.
Oh man,
See,
we was up. We was up on it. We was up on both those
Oh.
teams.
See, I'm gonna have a really good chance this year.
We lost.
I
We had
knew
some
y'all-
really. We had some
yeah.
really good seniors lead, man. We had about 8 signed. So we had, Jacoby went to Ole Miss. We had Big Jack went to Northwest. Pryor went to East Central. Tyler Wallace. And these are so Jack's a lineman. Pryor's a lineman. Tyler Wallace went to Northeast. He's an O lineman. Cam Watson, Northeast. He was an O line D lineman as well.
Yeah, I had a lot of people sign.
Our quarterback go to Millsaps.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Our tight end goes to Mississippi Delta. Devin Walker, like.
Y'all lost a lot too. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
we
That's
lost a
of
lot.
players.
We
But,
lost a lot. We got a lot coming back, but we lost a lot too, though.
I'll say the last couple of years, y'all been having like a big time, probably one of the biggest players out of DeSoto County the last 2 or 3 years. I know y'all had Jacoby this year.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy from last year, I forgot his name.
Cam.
Cam Franklin.
So, like, even with Cam Franklin, and this is how stuff organically works. So I was recruiting Hunter Howard, O lineman last year from Lake Cormorant. He offered him at Valley, committed. So him and Cam Franklin and a couple other kids from Lake Cormorant, they come down to Valley and visit. They tour the school, and people looking at Cam. Hunter's big too. He plays at Northeast, I believe, Northwest now. He signed with Gulf Coast. But people looking at Cam, they're like, "Oh my God, he's huge." I said, "Yeah, this is what they look like. Like when you're at, he ain't probably coming here.
Yeah.
But he's like a 5-star on Valley's campus,
Yeah.
like so that shows you like as far as relationships. Like I have that ability. Like I didn't pull like when I got to Valley, we had a running back from Lausanne who played in my 7-on-17 years ago. He was the highest rated recruit, in school history when he signs there. Like, so just that's probably one of the key pieces in coaching that people don't realize. Like your relationship and how you treat people go a long way. So that fast forwards into Coach Nestor, offering me a position at Lake Cormorant and me being the OC. Just because I've always went by Lake Cormorant and recruited those kids. So, but yeah, Cam was big time. But it's been a lot of kids come out of Lake Cormorant.
Yeah, I know.
Like Jalen Jordan is like y'all's age. He went to Ole Miss. Brandon Smith plays for the Jets. Like Xavier Malone. Like Lake Cormoran's always had some kids, man.
Come through.
Yeah, it just got bigger and bigger though. Like I feel what you're saying.
So what y'all have now? Like y'all got another big time guy?
Yeah, we got two big time DBs. Gridiron Daniels, he's a 6'1" corner, and we got Talon Matthews. He's a 6-foot athlete, plays, receiver and DB. But we got some other guys, man, like who else?
So we'll be seeing another Division I player come out.
Oh, for sure. Over the next few years, like our middle school is like loaded, like. But it's a good brand of kids, like, and they're very very loyal to the area. It's a very enriched area, like, cause you got Horn Lake, Walls, and all type Eudora. It's the uncharted West. Like you wouldn't realize so many kids are out there.
Yeah. I know y'all probably get a lot of Tunica kids, probably.
Yeah, a lot of people are moving up from Tunica, like, cause it's right there, and that's where they're originally from with Jacoby and Cam. They just moved into our district. When they were younger, and just it's crazy how things work out. Like, it's a few more. We have a couple linebackers. We got another sophomore D lineman who's got a freshman running back brother, Idris Vaults and Eric Vaults. They'll be 2 D1 guys.
I got some more guys coming in.
Yeah. So like, people like, oh, they got, the talent, well, some of it is too just, it comes in waves, and you just have to understand, like, where your kids are coming from, like even with Olive Branch, or you take DeSoto County, period. All right, you graduated 2013, right? I graduated 2006. So I graduated DeSoto Central's first class. Well, before that, 1996, my school don't exist. Your school, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So, like, they went from 4 schools to 8 schools.
Yeah, split it all up.
So yeah, so like it's pocketed. You know what I'm saying? It's
That's true.
before Lake Cormorant built, all them was going to Horn Lake and Hernando. You know, before Lewisburg, half of them was going to Olive Branch and Hernando. So it's a different little vibe.
Yeah, just imagine if they didn't split it up, man. It'd be,
That's what I mean. The state of Mississippi, I don't think they would like want that. The DeSoto County always got a school in the state championship. You know,
that's probably what
yeah, in something.
Yeah,
in something. Yeah.
It would have been happening. Like,
So
a lot of these schools, I feel like like I know Starkville, it's a pretty big area. It's only one high school, I think, in Starkville.
yeah, you got the Starkvilles and the Tupelos.
Tupelos.
Yeah, like you got those schools. But I mean, the DeSoto Central's a big school. South Haven's a big school. They're two of the largest schools in the state, and they're in the same quote unquote city limits.
Yeah, they are.
It's crazy.
It's like Lewisburg getting so big. I think they're 7A now.
Yeah, all three of them are 7A. So Lewisburg, Horn Lake, South Haven, DeSoto Central,
Yes.
they're all 7A.
They right in the same area.
Yeah, Hernando, that's 7A.
What's some advice you would give to high school players right now on recruiting?
Right now, man, it's just a lot of has changed with the recruiting, with high school, with the portal and all that. But the advice I would give the kids is like, no school is too small, because you can move up now and move down, and just be willing to camp. You have to communicate. You know what I'm saying? And then you really have to consider, where do I need to go? Like you were fortunate enough SEC. Every kid ain't gonna be SEC. Like, and that's the reality. Like that some people do not want to face. You know.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong. You can't go SEC. All right, let's go down. Like, let's go Tri-C Conference USA. If not, let's go OVC or SWAC or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or
D2,
like some people
yeah.
don't. It's either it's Bama or bust. Like
Yeah.
it shouldn't be like that. You know,
Yeah.
like.
Everybody gonna go Power 5 and
Yeah,
do
stay on
that.
top of your school too. Like some people don't understand that. Like that was my struggles early on. Like when leaving high school, going to college, junior college. Like you gotta stay on top of your schoolwork. Like not that I was like a D's and F guy, but them C's only gonna get you so far.
Yeah.
Like you need to have what separates. If I'm 6'2", 220, and I got all C's, and he's 6'2", 220, he's got A's and B's, and we both run 4.5, 4.6, and like. He easier
they
to get
gonna
than
pick
me.
you,
Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like the best ability is availability. Like understanding that part of it.
yeah.
It is measurables based. Like people don't understand that. Like, yeah, do college kid like people want certain guys at certain heights and certain sizes. Like that's
Yeah.
just part of the game. Like
Yeah, that's true. Like they don't want a 5'9", 5'10" quarterback. A lot of schools just don't want that. And,
Yeah.
you know.
and that's not saying those guys can't
Yeah,
play.
and some of them might
but
be
it's harder
better,
for you to
but
play if
it's-
your whole line is 6'7".
Yeah, exactly. So
Like
yeah,
like,
a lot of guys don't. That's why I say like, man, it's tough to play quarterback at that Power 5 level, especially when you're
And,
not
yeah.
tall enough. You know.
because it ain't really. It's because of the skill set, but it's more so because of the measurables. Like
Yeah, the measure. Yeah.
Like you gotta be that much more special,
Yeah.
smaller, just because of the situation you're gonna be put in. Like
yeah, you gotta be like
alright,
a
you're
Kyler
5'10",
Murray.
you drop back, everybody's 6'6", and they raise up. You're like, oh,
Can't see nothing.
yeah. Well, yeah, in high school everybody was 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, you can see.
So you can see a little more. You can do a little more.
Mhm.
Like your reaction's gonna be like, shoot.
Exactly. So what is your thoughts about the new JUCO rule that those years don't count against you?
Man, it's
for
crazy.
high school players.
I went to
guess.
JUCO, so like, that's crazy. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's good either. Like, it's got to be a cutoff. Like,
Yeah. Because they can go do, I guess, 3 years maybe at JUCO, and then they'll come to
See, that's
D1,
the-
and they can do
four,
going
five,
4,
5
5 years. Yeah. So,
So you want to be people 25, 26?
yeah, 26,
Like,
and you in, yeah.
like, if that's the case, like, that's hurting D2. Like, D2 was a 10-semester rule. So, like, I mean, when I was 26 as a D2 GA, I was coaching a guy at 25, 24. So, like, that's, like, the familiarity with it. Like, with me, like, it's there, but, like, at the same time, that's a line. That's a line, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Do you think, but with that rule, do you think you're going to start seeing way more high school kids go JUCO instead of
possibly.
Because I've noticed that a lot of Division I schools, instead of going to recruit these high school kids, they going in the portal.
Yeah.
So
you would too, though.
yeah, I would. But the thing is, so don't you think that probably would hurt or I say the portal maybe hurting high school kids, right?
Oh, for sure.
It's hurting high school kids, but
which ones? That's the question.
It's hurting those. The portal is probably hurting those guys who not ranked high.
Yeah,
probably 3 stars and lower. You know.
So what you mean? Yeah, like say you have the state championship team that's got the really good guy who's the leader, but who's 5'10", who runs 4.7. Yeah, they're going to recruit a guy in the portal over him. He might be a bona fide player, though.
Yeah.
But a kid like him probably going to go to junior college. He already been winning. All right, he gets faster, bigger, stronger, faster, and then he's going to end up somewhere else. Like, and it does, the portal does hurt high school kids because it's like if you're a college coach, you know, you played wide out, all right? You going to go get a high school wide out or you going to get a wide out from the team you just played?
I'm gonna go get somebody in the portal.
Yeah,
because they've been in. They experience, and you know they played at the collegiate level, and you know even if they didn't play, they was on the team, and you know I probably go to the portal.
This is my advice to high school kids. All right, when you went to college, what was the biggest time for adjustment? Probably the first 6 months, right? Just the acclimation period of getting up, workouts, class. All right, for high school kids, going back to the grades thing. If you have it to go to those schools, do your best to try to graduate in December. Now you close the gap on that acclimation period. Like, you feel me? Like you graduate in December, I enroll in school in January, which that's what the kids at Lake Cormorant have done the past 3 or 4 of them. You go there January, February, March, April. You going through spring ball and all that. So now when you go in the summer, it's not this big, wide open deal when you go. You know what I'm saying? Go to college. Like you're more used to it. Yeah. And you get a chance to actually, like, give yourself a chance to play more. Yeah. Now when fall camp come around, you used to it.
Yeah.
Man, you come out of high school, that first fall camp in college, I don't care what level you are, NAIA, junior college, D2, D1, your head is spinning. Especially if you just got there in the summer, like most people do. Like,
camp that's probably the hardest part of college football. Yeah. The camp. Probably maybe it's only gonna last maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks. Yeah. But that's probably the toughest part.
Well, now it's changed. When I was coming to high school in the early, like I said, 2006, we still were doing like 2-a-days, like, and then by the time I got out, it wasn't so much the 2-a-days. It was like a meeting, then a practice, or a walkthrough, then a practice, and then by the time I coached in college, it was just like, we're just gonna practice at this time. Then the other time it's supposed to be a meeting. Yeah, or a walkthrough.
When I was at State, man, we had some tough coaches, We had Coach Mullen, but we had our strength coaches was the ones we had to worry about, man. We had Coach Bayless and Coach Court. But I remember one time in camp, we did 3 practices in 24 hours. In real practices, not no just regular walkthrough. I'm talking about real practice, 2 hours when we practice on the farm. Yeah. So no sun, no trees to block the sun or nothing. Just man, it was tough. But they didn't lighten up now down there, so it's not as bad. But
they have
back when I was down, like around the 2013 time, man, it was rough.
You also were at a program that was like at the height. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I think what y'all get up to, like number 2 in the country.
Man, after that, in 2014 we was number 1. Yeah, we was number 1 for like 5, 6 weeks. Number 1 in the country, but. And their work paid off though. I mean, we
but think about
grinded, crazy grind. Like, man, the stuff we were doing, it was worth it. But the stuff we were doing, I was telling my cousin, I was like, man, I don't think no other school was going through what we went through at Mississippi State in 2013 when I was out there, because the workouts we were doing, I'm talking about, we had a steep hill, like probably like steep, carrying our teammates on our back. This way, then backpedaling with our teammate on our back and crawling on. It's 20 degrees outside. We crawling on.
I'm telling you,
on the ground on our elbow. Like we did like Navy SEALs workouts.
Nothing football related, just real straight
man,
mental.
It was mental. It was. I'm talking about like sitting on the wall and stuff you see on TikTok and all that stuff. Like coaches stepping on you. Like it was a lot of stuff, man.
But at the same time, though, how many guys like that you play with on that team, like outside of football, like have something they're successful at?
Man, like, a lot of them,
because they ain't gonna quit. Like,
exactly. We have a lot of guys like doing big things. We have a lot of guys that went to the NFL that was on that number 1 team. Like them guys like Chris Jones, he was on the team. We had probably Jeffrey Simmons was on the team. We had a lot of defensive guys, man, that really was. They went to the league and did really good. That was on that team.
Well, even Mike, so right there, what you said, those two names, those are in-state guys. Like those
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
So like, and I think that's there's a kind of like a, I don't know, like you asked me earlier from Mississippi to Tennessee, like there's kind of more of a beauty in that to me with Mississippi. Like you get it's a lot of in-state prospects who just stay 2 hours from the crib.
Man,
like,
yeah, like a lot of our best players were from Mississippi. Like Willie Gay, he's
Yeah.
doing big things in the NFL now. We had J.T. Gray, Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
Like Chris Jones. We had a punter, Logan Cook. He's a punter for the Jaguars. He was a Pro Bowler. He was on the team. He's from Mississippi. And man, Jonathan Abrams.
Yeah.
Man, we had so many guys that was from Mississippi on that team that was a big role. But Bernard McKinney from Tunica, B-Mac, I think he was on that team too. So Mississippi has a lot of talent, and all them guys are doing really good in the NFL. So that's what I be saying. Like, man, a lot of I don't understand why a lot of the a lot of schools just won't recruit a lot of these Mississippi guys. You know, some of these
Man, I was going to
some of
ask
these
you a
guys can
question
play.
for you, like, as far as the difference between recruiting, because you said something about, like, or you kind of hit on it, like, Memphis versus, like, DeSoto or Mississippi or Tennessee. All right, Memphis got an airport, so it's easier as a college coach. If you're at this school, you can just fly in and go see who you need to see and get out.
Yeah.
Like, in the state of Mississippi, I'm either going to fly into Memphis and drive down, or I'm going to fly in Jackson and drive around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's their recruiting aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, but there's a lot of coaches, like, who are from Mississippi coaching college. Like, a few guys I know, like, every team's going to have a guy or two from Mississippi, but it's just not a large influx. Like, there's not, like, as many. Like, me and you can go drive to Dallas. We can go to Dallas, Texas, and we can go get 20 guys, you know. Like, those same 20 guys are in the state of Mississippi. We would have to drive from DeSoto to Tupelo to West Point to Jackson to Starkville. Like, the mileage itself, you know what I'm saying, is crazy. Like, same thing with Memphis. Like, Memphis has a lot of great players, like great athletes, but they're right there in Memphis. You can just get them. Like, you know, but West Tennessee is an hour, hour, 2 hours. Nashville, 3 hours. Knoxville is 6 hours, 7 hours. But that's what's crazy to me. Like Tennessee can sign a kid from Memphis, and he's a great in-state recruit, you know. And you be like, he really ain't. Yeah, like, so, like, being in-state, like, what does that really mean? Like, if I'm from Memphis and I go to Tennessee, am I really in-state? That's like 6, 7 hours. You can go to 4 other SEC schools within that amount of time. And I'm not knocking Tennessee or nothing. I'm just saying that there's a difference. Like a Mississippi kid don't have that. Like, if he's from DeSoto and Ole Miss ain't nothing but an hour from the house, Mississippi State ain't nothing but 2.5 hours from the house. You know what I'm saying?
You can just turn it off. Right?
Yeah. So.
But I feel like there's a narrative with recruiting Mississippi guys. I feel like a lot of coaches only come to Mississippi for D linemen,
Oh yeah.
linemen, linebackers. And, like, if you want quarterbacks, receivers, and stuff like that, I feel like they're going to go to another state, maybe Cali or maybe even Texas or something like that. What do you think about that?
Some of that is true. It's hard to say that, though, with the quarterback when you just had Deuce Knight. Who else came out?
Yeah, but I say that's
Kamario Taylor.
Yeah,
like,
this year they've had a lot of big time quarterbacks. I say probably the last couple of years, had some guys come out there with quarterbacks.
But I know what you mean. Like, I know what you're saying. Like, cause, like, back to the whole Tennessee thing. All right, so in Memphis it's probably like one top quarterback, but in Nashville it'd be like 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just look at the resource they have. That's all that is. You might not have a lot of Mississippi, but you go to Mobile, they got 4. You know, they're just knowing. I don't know. Some of it is too, though, is system. I mean, how many teams in Mississippi still run a wing T? Yeah. A lot. Yeah, a lot. So how does that help that quarterback? Like,
it's true.
Yeah, I mean, how many?
It's really a lot of downhill running football. Tough football.
So you're gonna have better O linemen, down blocking O linemen, pulling O linemen. You're gonna have some big D linemen that can stop it. Like,
quarterback 9 times out of 10 is gonna be a runner too.
Yeah.
Mississippi. So it is true. A lot of schools not going to throw that much either.
Or if they are a quarterback from Mississippi, they're just this big, like,
Athlete.
man, like, who was it? So when I was real young, Jason Campbell, like he was like, I think this is like early 2000s. So like, yeah, he was the first like Mississippi quarterback you seen. Like as far as for me, like he was on like Sports Illustrated, or not Sports Illustrated. He was on like this big recruiting magazine. And he ended up going to Auburn. You know, like he was a big time recruit. He's from a small town called like Taylorsville. So he works at Auburn now. But like Jason Campbell was like 6'5", like 235, like yeah. Like he was like Cam. He wasn't like Cam Newton, but he was a big stature guy like that, you know. So like you said, just they don't have a lot of them because they're also too like cause they're spread out too. Like they're always gonna have the D linemen in Mississippi. That's where people go get them. O linemen. I think that the thing when you were saying too, and I think you're kind of hitting around it. Coaches, they be wondering if kids are gonna leave Mississippi, like leave home.
Yeah.
Like, cause I've had college coaches I know, like, you know, a kid will leave home, like he'll miss home, get homesick, you know. So that's also tough for kids out of the state.
Yeah. As far as coaching, what coaches do you think had a big impact on your coaching career? And you as a person.
Separate or together, like coaching and in person.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, all of them have some type of impact on me because they give you an opportunity in the job. But the biggest, I don't want to say like they're all either big or smaller. Like I think they're all just like pivot points. Like one is like Coach Williams giving me my first job and coaching in Hillcrest and Inner City. Coach Anthony Jones, you know, like when I came in with him, he said like I did it a certain way. Like, you know, I come in there with button down, tie, and this is like in a little assistant position. Like he like, you know, you serious about it? I got like a little binder. I'm serious about it. And he was just like more directional, like how he's like, man, you need to be doing this. So, but I always had known Coach John. When I was coaching at Hillcrest, he had just became a head coach at Westwood at like 23. So just staying in contact. People to talk to, like, as far as better person, like Maurice Harris. Like that's somebody who is, you know, if I needed advice, I could text him, lean on. Jerry Mack was another guy, you know, who's from Memphis as well, who does a really good job. He just became a head coach at Kennesaw. Dominique Bowman, Carlos Lachlan, like those are people like outside of coaching, like internally, like, hey, generally checking on you or seeing how you doing. Are you doing a good job this season? But then you have other people that I met throughout the years, like Brandon Marion, a guy I was able to connect with early on, and he always tell me like stay grounded, keep building it, like do you know, be you, like no matter what, you know, that's always big. Got another good friend I've known for years, Mark Cobb. He's the DC at South Panola. He's a guy, you know, I've leaned on, and it just your network and coaching is everything.
You've coached a lot of different places. Who are the top players you feel like you coached, the best players you ever coached?
Man, that's a good one. That's so many of them. Like another coach who always had my back on stuff, and I had his stuff back on stuff is like Gene. Like I got to coach some really good players with Gene. Like with Coach Jones and Coach Locke and Bo, though, that's probably some of the better ones. Like those are the most, like, all of them are memorable. Don't get me wrong. Like, and all of them are. Every team I've been blessed to coach some really good ones. Like, but
yeah, I know you. Memphis, it's been a lot of big time players come through.
Like,
I know you done coached some big ones. It's a big
so
time.
So at Cordova, like Quentin Bohannon was probably like the best one. Like head to like he checked all the boxes. Like size, he's 6'4", 320, two-hand dunk a basketball, go in there, shoot threes, dribble the ball between his legs, throw a spiral down the field, 50 yards, punt it, but also take on a double team and get both these jokers off of him and sack the quarterback. Jeremy Banks, freak show, like 6 foot, 220, could play running back, linebacker.
He played. He at Tennessee. Right?
He went to Tennessee. Yeah. Bo went to Kentucky. I think both of them got a shot in the NFL. Isaiah Norman was at Cordova. He had a shot in the NFL with the Chiefs for a little minute. He played DB. Jarcoby's got to be up there, man.
Yeah.
Jacoby's up there. Chalk is up there.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's probably the biggest skill guy.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't get to coach too many. I'm 6'2" and some change.
Yeah.
And he's eye to eye with me, 205, 210 in high school, running the rock, throwing it around, going out there play linebacker, play safety. Like, yeah, he's gonna do well at Ole Miss. Like, he's special.
I think he chose it right. Even though I'm a state guy, he probably chose it. I don't know.
Hey. So like, State came by our school, and their guy is a local guy. I think, did you play with Chad? Did you play with Bump?
No, I know him, but I ain't played with
so
him.
State came through. They do a good job.
There.
But like I said, like position coach wise, like we haven't seen the position coach. And I ain't knocking on State or nothing.
Yeah.
It's just different, man. It's just different. Like I don't know. That's got to be something that y'all got to work on.
Yeah, that's true. I know.
Ole Miss is doing a little better job marketing. Come to the Sipp. Like
we let AJ Brown get out of Starville. He right in the same city. So yeah, I already know. Like you said though, it's a business. I don't really be knowing what's going on behind the scenes. So yeah, I wish he would have came to State though. That would have been big. But hopefully he hit the portal one day. Come to State. Maybe hit the portal one day.
I don't. It's crazy. It just. I think, man, Ole Miss is just the NIL stuff, man. It's definitely an impact on it. Like,
yeah, especially with Lane Kiffin there, man. You got Lane Kiffin. It's hard to turn that down. So.
And I think Levy's gonna do as best he can do, but like, I don't know. It's just that Ole Miss has this mystique about them.
You kind of know what you're gonna get
offense.
right now.
Yeah, you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Now Mississippi State though.
Yeah.
You know you're going to get a good D lineman at Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Whereas Ole Miss, you know you're going to get a good D lineman. You're going to get some receivers. You might get a running back.
And I don't
quarterback hot right now.
I don't understand that either. Like with NFL, like I feel like they just like the college, they recruit certain schools. Like Mississippi State, we haven't had any receivers get drafted. But that don't mean we ain't got no good receiver now. But it's like, bro, what's going on? We always, we'll get the D linemen and linebackers, but we got good receivers too, but I just feel like they don't give receivers a shot. We had some receivers who's SEC All-Americans and all that. They still didn't get drafted.
Man, it just come down to like relationships too, though. Like so, like when you go to, I don't know, it just come down to relationships. So when you talk about Ole Miss and the receivers, well, when they're like at the hype of their like before they're at this Metcalf and AJ Brown level. They got, Q Freeze, who's a Mississippi guy recruiting them, and then one of the receiver coaches is, Coach Peeler, at the time. He's a Mississippi guy. So I think the understanding of just like the layout of Mississippi, where I feel like, sometimes like it's all about who gets in first, who makes that impact first.
Yeah.
Like, because for the longest, like the best player in Mississippi didn't always go to like Ole Miss or Mississippi State either. Like it's been times I remember in high school the best player went to Alabama, or LSU would come in. Like so, that was always.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember there was a time when I was at Lake Cormorant recruiting, and I was at another school, and Florida State is at the school, and this is to show you something with Mississippi high school football. I was like, oh, I think this is when Cam's like a junior, or Cam's getting ready to be a senior, and the coach was like, we got like a 80% hit rate on kids from Mississippi, and I had to think about it. He just started naming them off, like he's like, I played with T-Buck, and then he started naming Cam Akers, Lovett,
Favo,
from Olive Branch. He named somebody else, the corner. Jones.
JW, Jerry and Jones.
Yeah, and then he named like another running back from Greenville.
Yep. He's in the league now.
Benson.
Yeah, Trey Benson.
I was like,
yeah.
And then there was like another kid he named from Mississippi. I was like, whoa. He's like, yeah, we always like. He's like, that's a place we go recruit Mississippi. Like,
Man,
and this is
crazy.
Florida State.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
so.
Crazy.
But at the same time, it come down to he can fly in, bam, see who he need to see, fly out.
It's true.
Yeah.
Valley,
I gotta get in the car and drive up here to see him.
Yeah, I know. When I was in high school, I did a visit with Valley, and they drove.
How'd that go?
I didn't. Once I did the visit, I ain't like the facilities. I don't know how it is now, but that was way back then. I know it was way worse then.
They got it's a little better now.
Yeah, but I know that was like 2013, 2012 or something
Mm-hmm.
when I went down there. I ain't really like the facilities and all that, but like you said, they drove up here and they met me at it was me and a guy from Bahia. They met me at the Bahia with the other guy, and they just took us down there and we came back up here, but it wasn't just maybe just okay. I want to commit to Valley. It wasn't all that to me,
Yeah.
but you know, like you said, the resources and stuff like that, facilities, it means a lot in recruiting. Some certain players they look at like, man, I don't want to be up in here.
I just think it's
But-
hard, man. That's all relationship, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like so
It's a
now if I know
relationship
you,
too.
like say if I'm there and I know you, and you're like, oh, I'm finna go play for Coach Gant. You know, that's how I got some players. Like, you just to be honest.
Yeah, I ain't really know the. I
Yeah,
ain't
you
like
know,
I ain't really have.
because
it
they
was-
were, and then I knew where to. Like, say I had this one kid from Memphis. He was a dog. I mean, he played as a freshman last year for Valley. Greg Martin. So I've known Greg Martin for years. Man, a lot of people don't know Greg Martin. He scored 30-something touchdowns, but Greg Martin also had like a 3.9 GPA and a
Damn.
24 in ACT. So he gets like a presidential scholarship at Valley. I mean, he's an athlete, but he's got more academic money than athletic money. So, and he's at Oak Haven. So Valley got more than Oak Haven than I got. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You got to learn know the layout.
So how does that work? Say if you got a kid and he's made a 26 on the ACT and he's got offered a football scholarship, will he still be able to get that academic scholarship and the football scholarship on top of that?
So you can get the academic. You can and you can't. Like this is how you do it. Whichever one is the bigger one, let that one pay for everything. This is where you're talking about the money back. It's the pale, if you're full pale or not. So that's where the kid will win at. Like, if I got more money from my academic or from my academic scholarship, it's gonna pay for more. I can get a better dorm, a better meal plan, and all that. Let that take care of that, and just get the money back in your pocket from your pale. Like, don't let it
Okay.
hit your pale. You know. Whereas your athletics is gonna go against
The
the
and
pale a
all
little
that.
bit. They'll
Okay.
knock up your athletic, but you're losing some of your
So
pale.
what if you didn't get the pale?
You have to
Yeah.
do whichever one's gonna take
Pay
the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and you might not get no money back. You know, that's the thing.
Yeah. I
So
got you.
whichever one's gonna put the most money in your pocket. That's.
Yeah.
You think people care if it's athletic or academic? Like at this point,
Nah.
they care about zero balance. That's why I
Yeah,
tell the parents.
yeah.
Like, you feel me?
Yeah. So we got the Super Bowl today. Who you got for the Super Bowl?
That's tough, man. That's tough.
I
I like the Eagles, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I usually try to go for the guys who got the most Mississippi guys on the team. But,
Oh yeah,
But it's probably
Mississippi. How many
I
Mississippi
know-
got in
I
this
know-
game?
Okay, with the Eagles, I know we got Darius Slay.
Is he from Mississippi?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's from Mississippi. I think he's from Mississippi. I know he went to state. I think he's from Mississippi too. Yeah. So Darius Slay,
Dang, he from Mississippi for real? I ain't know
AJ
that.
Brown,
Yeah,
and Kobe Dean.
Horn Lake. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dean. Or from Tunica. With
Yeah.
Horn Lake.
The receiver guy. I think he's from Mississippi. What's his name? The running back maybe for the Eagles.
Gainwell.
Gainwell. Is he from Mississippi? I
Yeah.
think.
So when
Gainwell-
I was at Jackson State, I went by Yazoo County. He was already committed to Memphis, but like, yeah, Gainwell's.
So that's probably like
He went to
4 or
state.
5.
They went to the state championship. He was a dog, man. He was a dog.
Yeah, and he's a backup running back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
of course.
Gainwell, he got about 4 or 5. Yeah.
Because
So-
the Eagles got Saquon.
Yeah, you got
They got the right
Saquon.
one.
And the Chiefs they got
Chris
Chris
Jones.
Jones, and usually have Willie Gay, but Chris Jones and
So I
they
know.
got Fabian. He's with the Chiefs now.
So Fabian's with the Chiefs. Brownlee from West Point's with
Oh
the
yeah,
Chiefs.
for real.
Yeah.
I used to watch him play in high school. I'm like, man, that guy, he wasn't that big of a recruit, but
Yeah, that's
You know,
that's the crazy thing.
yeah,
Like
I
Mississippi.
watched him play. I'm like, man, this dude is
Dude,
balling.
I saw him when I was at Jackson State. He was coming to high school. He was a dude. Like, I watched him play
Yeah.
Olive Branch, and he just like killed it.
Yeah,
And I just, but you know, at the same time, West Point is a great program, dominant program in Mississippi.
they
Like,
just ran it a lot too.
yeah, they gonna run. They gonna line up a wildcat running right at
Yeah,
you
they
and
gonna
try
run
to
it.
stop it.
But when they did throw it, he caught it.
Yeah,
I can
that's
say
what I'm
that.
saying. And it's either a post or a go, and he did his thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's just crazy.
So I may go with the Eagles today. I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
I like the Eagles defense,
I may
man.
yeah, that's what I said. But it's just hard to Them
bet
Chiefs,
against
the
Mahomes.
Chiefs, Mahomes, he's a beast, and the Chiefs always gonna have they got a really good coach, Coach Andy Reid, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard to beat them. I know I think it's gonna be a close game.
It's going to come down a little bit of this, man. It's going to come down to Saquon running it and Spagnuolo blitzing. And if he blitzes wrong and Saquon gets a new
if he break out, if he have a big game, they'll win.
But the Eagles DBs like Quentin Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and Blankenship and Darius Slay, like they've been playing good. But like you said, like Andy Reid does a good job of just
like you said, it's an art calling them plays. I think he's the one who called the plays, but it's an art.
But look at the matchups he's got. I mean, the receivers are all right. So you got Kelsey, Xavier Worthy, Juju Smith-Schuster, DeAndre Hopkins, Marquise Brown.
Yeah,
like
I ain't even think
so
about it. They do got some.
all of them can win on one-on-one, and it's just with them young DBs, like they got to win their one-on-one, you know. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I'm ready to see who.
It's hard to bet against Pat Mahomes.
It is, man. All right, as we wrap up, anything, any advice you want to give to the players out there, or on this upcoming season, on what they should be doing?
Man, outworking everybody, man. I mean, the hardest thing about all this, man, like it's with football and athletics and sports, like it's all grind, no guarantees. Like, like you genuinely have to love it, and as things go your way, you have to be prepared for an opportunity. You know, like you have to be ready to strike. And I think a lot of with the day and age we are now with social media, like people show one thing, and they show you what they want to show you. You know, like kids understand like you really have to put in the work and the time. Like now. With that being said, it does require resource. So now you have a lot more resources for kids, whether it be the internet, training videos, training facilities, training groups, or whatever, 7-on-7 teams, or exposure camps. But I think people can't just rely on that and expect it all to work out. Like you gotta work your relationships. You have to stay, like I said, stay on top of communication. You have to stay consistent with a lot of things. And it's still no guarantee. Like, you can want it, you can be right there. You can slip and fall, bam. And it's, what do you have? So it's kind of like, you have to be ready for that part too. Like, the ball eventually going to go flat. But as long as it's got air in it, you play till you can't play no more. Like, and I think with the NIL, with the money thing, that kind of gets, like, blinded for some kids. They like, I'm trying to get NIL deal. Well, you need to be trying to play this game because you love it, like, because the money gonna come, like, because the one minute you start taking the money, you also taking expectations, and I be telling kids like with big expectations, like, you gonna have to deliver, like, and I think that's the part of it that's hurting these kids.
You gotta deliver.
Yeah, like they get mad when people they don't play good, and now the people talk about them on social media. Well, for one, you got to be able to block that out, but at the same time, you asked for that when you wanted 6 figures to come here and play. Like, like that's part of what pros have to deal with. So you want to get treated like a pro, you need to act like a pro. So you lose some innocence, and love and that.
It's not. I feel like it's not the same like it used to be.
Nah.
They just trying to get that check.
Yeah, and how much hungrier does it make the kids? Like,
they ain't. Exactly.
Like, why do I need to go to the NFL when you're paying me like I'm in the NFL in college?
Yeah, exactly.
So it goes hand in hand. So I think they should be paid. I'm not saying they shouldn't be paid, but I'm saying like the structure of it all. I don't know if it'll change. It needs to be like set a certain way.
Yeah.
Like if I'm an incoming freshman, you're an incoming freshman in a Power 5 school, Power 4, whatever. If I'm a 3-star, 4-star, it should be this amount. If I'm a 5-star, it should be this amount. All right, it's that set amount. But if you don't deliver, you can't be mad. You know what I'm saying? But if you do deliver, if you make academic or athletic All-American, all right, that's an incentive. So y'all need to boost me up. If not, they finna boost me up over here. Okay, that's understandable. Or have some type of arbitration. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's where all of it is.
I think eventually they're gonna do some type of changes because it's kind of the whole game of football is changing right now. So,
yeah, football, everything. I mean, look at girls basketball. Like, shoot, I mean, it's a lot of stuff it's crazy. But that's just the world we kind of live in because we want things so fast. If I'm a coach and I take over a program at a big school, all right, I got to spend the money to get the staff and get the players and make it all work. You know, it used to be, you know, coaches wouldn't leave. Then once they were head job, they stay there forever. Then it cut down to like, you know, 15 to 12 years. Now it's like 5 years, 3, 4 years. It's like I ain't saying like no one to be Nick Saban. You feel me?
Yeah.
But like, how many more people you gonna see like that be at a school for 16, 17 years anymore? With this because of the expectation and with the money that's being poured into it. Like
It's probably ain't gonna happen like that. Like, might not ever be another Nick Saban staying at school that long.
yes, I ain't talking about the winning. I'm just saying the longevity. Yeah.
And, you know,
Like when you talk about longevity in sports now, like look at like Tom Brady played a long time. LeBron James, I don't know what he's doing. He's played basketball for 20 years. The longevity of it, like the day and age in athletics is changing from that. You know, like it's
hopefully everything gets better though. We'll see. We'll have to just see what happens. But I mean, I appreciate you coming on to the episode, man. I'm gonna have to get you on again.
man, appreciate it, man.
To get you on, like I said, we starting it up, and hopefully we can get all the big time coaches in the area and, you know, throughout Mississippi to come on to the podcast and tell their story and their insights on Mississippi football. Subscribe and like the video, and it's on all platforms, and we out.
All right, man. Appreciate you having me, man.